Hello, you are listening to On The Topic, where this week I'm triggering the Santa Claus. I'm Dan.
Oh, and yeah, it's the big guy with the bushy beard and the red, well, is it a red piece of clothing coming down your chimney? But what version? I had to find out. I'm Alex. And this week, it's our first of our Christmas season. It just feels like it was Halloween season, blink of an eye, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah, I know. It's flown by.
It has. But we're trading the pumpkins and macabre for the jolly festive season with the trees and the stars and all the rest of it. And we're kicking us off this week with your favourite Santa Claus from the films?
I suppose that's the best way to put it, isn't it?
Perhaps. So we're going to talk about Christmas films, because we talk about that. We talked about it before in other Christmas years. We're talking about different, but perhaps some interesting or favourite versions of the big man in the cinematic world.
And with the power of social media, we've got a couple of yours as well.
Yeah, which is great. And of course, there's been loads of different iterations. And this was the challenge when I did the researching, Dan and listener, because I was looking, I was thinking, well, where do you start, and how many possible variations of the big man are there? And quite frankly, you can't put a number on it, because there's TV, there's small film, there's the blockbusters, there's the indies, there's TV specials, you name it. There's just no way of us categorically saying there's X amount. So what we've done instead, we've gone to major feature films, or as close as it can be. And I'm reliably informed that when it comes to the big box office type films, there's at least 34. Then there might be some in around that number, but in the last 50 years of the big films, there's at least 34.
That's a big number, given that I literally only have 5.
So we have whittled it down. We've done our research, listener. We have chosen... Dan's got 5, I've got 4. No doubt there's some crossover. Maybe there's not, because he knows what I'm going to be selecting. And no doubt there's some from you. But yeah, there's loads to pick from. And actually, if nothing else, there might be an opportunity to perhaps add some to your homework list and watch some more Christmas films perhaps you didn't know. Shall I reel off a couple from each of the decades, Dan?
Let's do it.
So, we've got classic and mid-century films. Don't know what that means, but we're talking about 19th century. We've got Santa Claus back in 1898.
That far back?
Early British silent short film. So, you know, the black and white, grainy, no audio. It's not feature-length, but historically foundational, it says here. Then you've got a bit of a gap, actually, and it goes to Santa Claus back in 1959, which sounds fantastic. It's a Mexican fantasy film. Now, I don't know what constitutes as a Mexican fantasy film, but I'm already there. That sounds brilliant. You got, this is awesome, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. I mean, that's back in 1964, so you're looking at post-war era, the height of, or coming out of the Cold War, ufology went bananas, and clearly Santa Claus got in on it. So he's taken on the Martians back in the 60s. You then got Miracle on 34th Street, the first version, back on 1947, by Edmund Gwenn as Chris Kingle. And then you got Miracle on 34th Street in 1994, with, of course, Richard Attenborough.
The classic.
In Jurassic Park.
Is that the classic? It's not really the classic.
It's the basis. It's the basis, right, for Santa's, as Santa himself. Then you got the 70s to the 80s. So you got The Year Without Santa Claus, back in 1974. You got Rudolph and Frosty's Christmas in July. So, Santa Claus on Holiday, back in 1979. You got one I'm going to talk about, so I'm going to talk about now. You got Santa Claus the movie, back in 1985. Ernest Saves Christmas in 88. Prancer in 89. Then you tip into the 90s, and you got The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, which I saw in the cinema.
If that hasn't made either of our lists, I'll be really disappointed.
Well, we'll see. You've got the Santa Claus 2, assuming with Tim Allen as well, back in 2002. You got Santa Claus 3, The Escape Clause.
It's not that good.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah, I've seen all 3. Out of the 3, that's probably the worst one.
Back in 2006. Got another one I won't talk about, because I'm going to be covering off. We got The Christmas Star in 91, Jack Frost in 98, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas in 2000.
Jack Frost.
Then you tip into the 2000s. We're going here. We've got Bad Santa in 2003, which is a comedy. You've got Bad Santa 2 in 2016. You've got The Polar Express in 2004. You've got another one I can't talk about, because I will come to it. You've got Rise of the Guardians in 2012. You've got Fred Claus in 2007. A Christmas Story 2 in 2012. The Magic Snowflake in 2013. Then 2010s, you got Claus, animated 2019 Netflix original, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas Chronicles 2 in 18 and 20 with Kurt Russell. You got Noel, it's a Disney Plus feature. And then you got The Man Who Invented Christmas in 2017. And then you get into the 2020s, and we're halfway through that. Got one that I can't talk about. Then we've got Fat Man in 2020, which is not very nice, actually, is it? You got A Boy Called Christmas, 21, and then Spirited in 22. 30 films there. I neglected to mention 4 of them. We probably guessed them. We thought, well, what about that one, Alex? What about that one? Because I'm going to talk about it, guys. But there's 30 solid Christmas films, actually, that all feature the big man in various different roles. Either he's a superhero, or he's part of a motley crew, or actually he's not the main character, it's the reindeer. Really interesting. I mean, you have got to reiterate this character because you can't have the same story over and over again. But it's really interesting how they vary. And actually, how do you manage that just with seemingly just one guy who delivers presents once a year?
Spot on.
But they manage it, and we're going to cover it off today. So Dan, did you want to kick us off, given you've got more than I have?
Let's do it. I'm going to kick things off.
Yes.
We've already mentioned it. We've already talked about it.
Yeah.
Very briefly. The Santa Claus.
The Santa Claus.
1994.
Oh, right, yes. With Richard Attenborough.
Yeah. No, not that one.
Not that one.
Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Yes.
Oh.
That one. The
Okay.
Santa Claus 1994. Yeah.
I refrained from that one, and I got mixed feelings on it, but I'm interested to see why you picked it.
Well, I picked him. So Scott Calvin, portrayed by Tim Allen, is distinct from traditional portrayals because he begins as he's just an ordinary, sceptical and flawed human, reluctantly forced to become Santa through a contractual obligation.
I seem to recall he's a divorced dad who is looking after his son, then isn't, and he's got a high-paying job in the city.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe, right?
I mean, his journey focuses on a physical and emotional transformation, making him more relatable and modern take on the iconic character. Because, I mean, as we grow up, right, I guess we lose that belief in Christmas, right?
Speak for yourself.
Oh, maybe I am speaking for myself.
If you have kids, it's reignited. I know it's a cliche, and people say, they make it. They do make it magical. Get yourself some kids, and then you'll love it all over again. Kids aren't just for Christmas, unless you want to get your Christmas spirit back, and then they are.
We were just talking about this off air. When I came in, I gave you your birthday present.
You did. It's wonderful.
And your wife remarks that you have 2 birthdays each year because of your son.
Yeah. I can now share. He shares all the things that I love.
I mean, do you get 2 Christmases as well?
Well, I get to pick the cool things that I never had. I'm living vicariously through him because he loves all the things that I loved. He's currently going through a Jurassic Park era, which is awesome.
And he reeled off his favourite films to me as well.
In order.
I'm
not too sure about that, but his young eyes, and he hasn't been jaded by the passage of time. But yeah, it's great. It's very good. Very lucky.
So, Scott Calvin,
yes,
he's relatable and he's imperfect. So unlike the inherently jolly, magical figure of myth, Scott Calvin is a cynical, divorced dad and a toy company executive who initially has a strained relationship with his son.
Yes.
His initial focus is on work and material things, not the spirit of Christmas.
No.
I mean, I seem to recall him burning some food at the very start of the film.
Good memory. I seem to think he's not a very attentive man.
No, he's very. I would say miserable. It's not the right word. He always seems like he's in a bit of a hurry.
Yeah.
Like, he just wants to get it done, and he just wants to relax.
I seem to recall that.
Accidental succession. He becomes Santa purely by accident after the previous Santa falls off his roof on Christmas Eve. Disappears.
Puff.
Lo and behold, he finds a little card, the Santa Claus. A legalistic, magical contract. The plot revolves around him being bound by this clause rather than being a character who always embodied the Christmas spirit. And we follow his physical and emotional transformation throughout this first film, which I think is fantastic.
I do, but I do have some hang-ups.
Oh, Alex. Now, a major part of the storyline is the reluctance and the gradual physical transformation he undergoes, gaining weight, growing a thick white beard he can't shave. I do seem to recall him shaving this beard off, like, oh my God, where's this beard come from? I need to shave off, I've got to get to work. Gets it all off, and all of a sudden it magically goes, poof.
Yeah,
it's back. It's back on his face.
Lovely
He can't get rid of it. No. And developing a love for milk and cookies. I seem to remember there being a boardroom scene where he orders all the food on the menu, and everyone's like, Scott, are you okay?
Yeah, and he's got a bottomless pit.
This external change mirrors an internal one as he slowly embraces his new identity and learns the importance of belief, family and wonder. This all happens in the space of a year.
It's a very quick year.
It is a very quick year. Now, it's set in a modern world. The character is placed in a contemporary world where he has to deal with real-world issues like custody battles.
Yep.
Because the kid's mum and stepdad think he's going nuts.
Yes. He's not able to look after himself because he looks dishevelled. He's got this beard and he's overweight and he looks depressed.
They think he's having a midlife crisis.
I mean, aren't we all?
I mean, again, this is something I remarked off air as I came in. I think I'm having a midlife crisis, guys. Not far from the Big 4-0, or I call it 21 with experience and high blood pressure.
Yeah. Just ride it out. It'll be fine.
Where were we? Sceptical in-laws, as I just mentioned, and the disbelief of modern society, including the police who think he's delusional. I mean, I would too.
Yeah, if you're professing to say that you are the man and you're on top of your roof, there is cause for concern.
I know we should suspend our disbelief. These films are meant to be magical, right?
Yes.
But how is anyone not noticing him shaving his beard and it just suddenly going poof?
Well, wouldn't you get people in the room with you and go, look, watch this?
Yeah, I would. I'd be like, look at this. This is amazing shave.
Yeah, but look, I'm not lying. I am the man, and look what's happening. Explain that. Yeah, it's odd that he doesn't do the one thing that can probably indicate something odd's going on, and yeah, just bar humbugs and moves on.
It's a very nostalgic film for me. I saw this in the cinema when it got released. I went with my mum, my auntie, and my cousin. Remember, we went downtown, did a bit of Christmas shopping, and we went back into North End. So anyone that isn't from Portsmouth, North End is this grotty little road that goes through the middle of the island.
North of the city.
The Odeon was magnificent back in those days. Really old cinema. Biggest screen in there. Going in popcorn, sweets, and watching this film. And it was magic. I was just clutching on to that final bits of belief at 9 years old of the Christmas spirit.
It's the big man. Wow. And clearly it still strikes a note with you.
Yeah, I still watch it maybe most years leading up to Christmas. So me and the missus have this tradition of watching Christmas films on the lead up to Christmas Day.
The thing, and the reason why I didn't mention it earlier on, because I wanted you to go through your notes, is because it is a bit bleak, though, isn't it? Because he's like kind of on his own, and he's got all the hallmarks of depression.
Yeah.
He's putting on weight, looks sad, looks dishevelled, got a big beard, doesn't look like he's looking after himself. And for all those reasons, I always think of it as, like no one believes him and he's on his own. And I don't want to tarnish your view down, and that's not the intention of what I'm saying.
It gets bleaker.
It does get a bit bleak, doesn't it? I think when I was watching it as a kid, I was thinking, is this supposed to be a happy film? Because all I'm seeing is like the downfall of a man who never asked to have this put upon him, and now he's putting on weight, he's tired, he can't walk, he's out of breath, he's all these things. He never asked for it. Like, that's unfair, isn't it? Like, he never wanted any of this.
Second film gets worse though, right? Because it forces him to have to get a wife.
That is bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
He does, doesn't it? I seem to recall that, yeah. So, I think I was probably focusing on the bad aspect, because obviously Tim Allen is fantastic, and
Buzz Lightyear, man.
yeah, it's the OG of the late 80s and 90s. So, for me, I think I did focus on the wrong things, and it all comes out in the end, and everyone, he like reveals himself, doesn't he? Not in a inappropriate way.
Yeah, I don't think he really has a choice, because he's getting arrested, but he gets rescued by the elf rescue team.
Yeah. So, and then like, oh, he is actually Santa.
And
there is like that belief, and he rides off into the sky, I think, with his son or something.
Yeah.
Which is great, but you've got to sit through, an hour and 45 minutes to get to that point, and it is quite bleak.
I think one of my favourite moments, he goes down a chimney when he sort of is reluctant.
Yes.
When he gets the claws, and there's a girl, and he's drinking this milk. He's like, oh, that's I can't remember if it was what she gave him. I think it was normal milk, and he says he's lactose intolerant. And the following year, she gives him oat milk or something. Yeah.
Oh, clever.
She just can't remembered.
Yeah, no, it's a good choice. It's a good film.
But
Great actor.
If you think that's bleak, it gets probably worse in some parts of my choices.
Okay, is your first one done?
That's my first one. Had to be done.
Okay.
Classic.
Curveball in true Alex fashion.
Let's go.
1980. Christmas Evil. I went from a horror film.
Of course you did.
Get some of that. The runtime's 92 minutes, uncut. The alternate theatrical cut, sometimes listed as 100 minutes, so 8 bonus minutes of gruesome content. The cast is a Brandon Maggot, Harry Stadling, Jeffrey DeMunn, Philip Stadling, Diane Hull, Jackie Stadling, Annie Fenwick, Dennis Stadling, amongst others. Budget was a lot of money, $850,000.
$850,000?
So about $550 would change in the UK. Now, the Santa Claus is essentially the protagonist himself, Harry Stadling, played by Brandon Maggot, who, after psychological breakdown, dons a Santa suit and becomes a murderous vigilante called Santa.
Jesus Christ.
Brilliant. Now, the plot summary, you're all asking, like, what is this going on? Well, I'll tell you. As a child, and this is really deep, maybe we should put an explicit on this, because these are dark tones. Kids, if you're listening, I don't know if we have any kids.
I don't think we really have any kids. Look in our Spotify Unwrapped.
Yeah, our demographics don't. If you identify yourself as a child, because I'm not going to be ageist, probably don't listen to this bit, okay?
Please don't.
But assuming you're still here and you're not a child.
I know audio doesn't really cut any justice, but Alex is wincing as he's saying this.
As a child, Harry is deeply traumatised after seeing his father, dressed as Santa, behaving inappropriately towards his mother. Doesn't say what inappropriateness is. Maybe, let's just say it's a man and a woman doing natural things, consensual things, hopefully. But it's a horror film. An event that shatters his faith in the real Santa. I mean, it's gunning, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
If your dad's doing things
dressed
to your
as
mum,
Santa.
dressed as Santa, you don't need to see that. You definitely don't need to see that.
Not the weirdest kink you'll ever hear, but
I think that says a lot about you, Dan. If back in it, let's not go there. You know where I'm going with that. Anyway, I think you've got some stories to tell.
I knew we would kick off with a blinder.
Decades later, he works in a toy factory and becomes obsessed with Christmas. Shock, living alone amongst the toys and decorations and compiling a naughty and nice list for neighbourhood children. That's not weird in the slightest. Ostracised and demeaned at work and increasingly unhinged, Harry snaps as Christmas approaches. He builds lethal toy soldiers, delivers some gifts to children's hospital, but also embarks on a violent spree, killing those he deems bad. The horror culminates on Christmas Eve when Harry executes his warped version of justice, a dark perversion of holiday cheer.
Sounds like the Punisher dressed as Santa.
It does a little bit, doesn't it? Box office reception. Well, the movie did not enjoy mainstream box office success. Shock. Over time, it developed a cult following among horror fans, though. Now, critics, well, on Rotten Tomatoes, it holds an approval rating of 57%.
It's not bad.
Based on only a paltry 6 reviews. An average of 6.5 out of 10. Christmas Evil back in 1980. I've chosen this because it's your non-traditional view, and I've got another non-traditional one which I think is in the ban of the artwork on YouTube. But I don't want to talk about a film where it's the big man with the beard donning the suit, although there's different variations, and you've just given one, the reluctant father who sees the error of his ways and becomes a better father and apologises for his behaviour and appreciates his son. And there's a story in that. I want to go a little bit further and go for the murderous degenerate of society who decides actually that if you distill that horrible vision of what is good and what is bad into one society, he ends up dishing out the justice, but in his own warped way, because his dad did something to his mum all those years ago. And I guess those things might happen. But anyway, Bleak, that, as I say, was Christmas Evil, released back in 1980.
Wowzers.
I know, right? Whoop.
Well, I'll keep it light-hearted.
Someone's got to.
The Christmas Chronicles, 2018. You can find this on Netflix.
I quite liked it.
I did.
I think the third act was a little bit... No. Second act was a little bit slow. But it ramps up relatively quickly towards the third act.
I thought it was better. Well, the first film is always better, right? The second film, not bad. Not the
I
best.
seem to remember it was much of the same.
Yeah.
But because it's not new, it wasn't as great from memory.
Kurt Russell's Santa is different due to his cool, modern and action-oriented persona, blending a tough, workmanlike image with a compassionate side.
Yes.
His suit appears more weathered and used, with wrinkles and dirt diverging from a pristine new look, much like what we see on our Christmas cards.
Yes.
The beard is more grey and not perfectly white, often depicted in classic portrayals. He is shown to be an excellent pilot, capable of handling a sleigh in a chaotic situation. So, of course, he gets the fright of his life when he finds 2 kids in the back of his sleigh.
Yeah.
Crashing through Chicago, and he managed to, although a rough landing, a fairly good one.
In a park, is it? I seem to recall.
Yeah.
But he can't then take off because not enough people believe in Christmas, is that it?
Yeah, because I think the people are losing their faith around the world.
That's right.
They have to try and get that magic belief back in so he can get his reindeer to fly again.
And that's where the role of the reporter comes in, who's reporting live and inadvertently has the role of trying to create Christmas cheer and therefore helps him to power his sleigh.
He's proficient in playing instruments such as a guitar and a horn. There was a scene in the jail where he brings in musical instruments and he's got people playing, and I remember the song being a bit of a banger.
Oh, right.
Because I'm sure he gets arrested. He's like, but I'm Santa. And they don't believe him.
No.
Why would you?
Sure. I think you must get it all the time.
I mean, we've got jolly old men dressing up as Santa and going into, shopping centres and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like,
Are they supposed to be there?
I hope so. I hope they're licensed.
Right. Oh, well, you mean like when people go to see them? So
Yeah.
You're not allowed to sit on his knee now, are you, these days?
Oh, that's not allowed. Is that frowned
I
upon?
don't think so. It's touching. It's touch kids.
Yeah.
That much.
No.
That much is obvious.
No, quite.
In any regard, don't do it.
Yeah, don't. It's not cool. Now, this is a departure from the traditional, often softer image seen in media, i.e. Coca-Cola ads.
Yes.
The one thing that stays true is he's still a highly efficient Santa, able to deliver presents on time and with precision, even when there is chaos, lack of belief, and all of these events that seem to stop him from having to go off and deliver presents.
Very steadfast in his duties, in spite of the fact that no one believes what he's doing. He still very much wants to, but he needs the help of those 2 children.
Yeah. I mean, he's not... I suppose he is much like the normal sort of traditional Santa in that sense. He is still this mythical being.
Yes.
Which is cool.
But it's a modern take. And Mrs. Claus is Goldie Hawn, right?
Right? Still a beautiful woman.
Oh, massively.
They're married, though, aren't they, in real life?
I think so, in real life, yeah.
In fact, Wyatt Russell is their kid.
Yes.
Is it their kid, or is it just his kid?
Oh, I think you might be on something. I think it's maybe just his from a different marriage.
Yeah, I think so.
But yes. Yeah.
But that was my second choice.
It's
The
banger.
Christmas
It's
Chronicles.
good. It's good. I might have to show my son it because he hasn't seen it this year. Last year. In the years before. It's quite a good one.
Yeah.
Good choice. Sticking with the macabre, you might expect it. 1993. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Ah, yeah, I watched this recently. We watched it on Halloween.
Yeah. Yeah, so do we.
Right, so let's start the debate. Is it a Christmas film or a Halloween film?
We watched it on Halloween. So I think it's Halloween. But it does centre around Christmas.
It does.
So can you say it's both? It's appropriate
Yeah.
to watch it both times?
I mean, I did put up a poll on my personal Instagram on Halloween when we were watching it. And it was very down the middle.
Oh, it was actually
Very
50-50.
much. It was very much 50-50,
Oh, wow. Okay.
But my other half, who put it up on her Instagram, it was overall a Christmas film.
Wow, that's interesting. Well, for this episode, that works perfectly in my favour, but not in this household. I think we think it's Halloween, but it doesn't really matter.
It's subjective.
Totally. As I say, it's 1993. The runtime was 75 to 76 minutes, apparently. The cast is Chris Sarandon, Danny Elfman, Catherine O'Hara. You know where Catherine O'Hara's from, don't you?
Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah. Apt, talking about Christmas.
Ah, you have to tell me now.
Doodle-doo-doo-doo.
Oh, Home Alone.
Mum.
Oh, it's the mum, yeah.
It's the mum.
She's also in Schitt's Creek.
Yes, she's mum there.
I didn't realise for ages. And
No.
It was only when my other half turned to me. That's the mum from Home Alone. I went, fuck off.
That's the bad mum. Keeps on forgetting about poor Kevin. Not once, does it twice. Year after year. And taking the bloody mick.
Talking of Home Alone, we'll be reviewing that this festive season. You voted for it, and you are going to get it.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Is that the watch-along we're doing?
We could do it as a watch-along.
We'll work it out.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. William Hickley. We've got Glenn Shandix, Paul Rubens, Ken Page, Ed Ivory as Santa Claus / Sandy Claus, because obviously they misinterpret, amongst others. Now the budget was a very respectable 18 million.
Okay.
Well, it's made more than that back over the decades, right? Now, the voice of Santa Claus, or Sandy Claus, was provided by Ed Ivory. The plot summary, for those who haven't seen it, and where have you been for the last 30 years? The film centres on Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, who becomes weary of the monotonous cycle of Halloween. One day, he accidentally discovers Christmas Town and is utterly enchanted by its cheerful, festive atmosphere. Enthralled by the idea of Christmas, Jack returns to Halloween Town with a plan to take over Christmas this year. He enlists his creepy but well-meaning friends to produce toys, decorations, and even a skeletal sleigh, and ends up kidnapping Santa to ensure he handles deliveries. But Jack's Halloween Town and reimagining of Christmas goes horribly wrong. Of course it does. It's well-meaning, but naturally he has these horrific toys that end up chasing kids. It's not bringing them cheer, it's scaring them. Frightening them rather than making them enchanted. Ultimately, Jack realises his mistake, rescues Santa and Sally, defeats the villainous Oogie Boogie, and works to restore the real spirit of Christmas. In a symbolic gesture, Santa flies overhead and blankets Halloween Town in snow, uniting both worlds in peace and a touch of holiday magic. Box office. On its initial run, it earned around 50 million in the US, with later reissues and its worldwide gross about 108.5.
Wow.
Phenomenal. Critically, it was and remains highly acclaimed, of course. Rotten Tomatoes, it holds currently an average of 95%.
That's really good.
An average of 8.4. Yeah, it's
super fresh.
Super fresh. It's a great film, and the reason I guess why I've chosen it is because, again, it's a bit odd. Is it a Christmas film? Is it Halloween? That doesn't really matter, as we say. But Santa Claus is kidnapped. And he's Sandy Claus because, of course, Jack doesn't know anything about Christmas and just hears off the cuff this person and thinks it's this individual, not Santa Claus. and he blithers and blunders his way to hopefully what he thinks he's good-natured, and it really is. It comes from a good place, but obviously he's delivered horribly for the kids on Earth. And poor Santa is held by the Ooga Boogie, held as prisoner until then Jack has to rescue him. Or I think Sandra, what did I say? Sally defeats him, and they all run away. And then, of course, they work together to bring Christmas cheer to everyone and undo the things that Jack has done and bring the happiness to Earth. But I like that version of Santa because, again, it's puppet, stop motion, quirky, weird, which is totally at odds then with Sandy Claus, who is still this big, bubbly, brought to character life with a big bushy beard and a big rotund belly, who he's essentially like, what is going on? Like, where am I? And why have I been kidnapped? Naturally, you just go, you plucked a character out of one world and plopped him in another. And that character doesn't just go, oh yeah, I know what's going on there. He goes, what is this all about? Like, I'm aware of the Halloween realm, but this is weird. And he's struggling with it. And I think that's such a clever thing, this Danny Elfman and co. But I think it's such a clever concept, because other films just go, oh no, Santa knows about this and he's gotten with the crowd. He doesn't recognise anything was going on. He's like, I've got a job to do. Why are these people, like, why are these monsters singing and dancing, and they're all stitched up, and I'm being held, prisoner in this dungeon, and you're along for the ride with Santa. It is an odd film, but it's quite a nice ending, and I guess it's a musical at heart.
I think it is. I mean, it's got some great songs in there. This is Halloween, this is Halloween.
It's not the first time you've said that.
No.
It won't be the last. Yeah, it's great. So I think for me, I know it's a curveball. I don't know if he's cheating. I don't really care. I think it's a great one. My version of Santa is one who's fully rooted in that world and doesn't understand what the hell's going on when he's in the Halloween world. And it's A Nightmare Before Christmas, because I think it's fantastic.
Famously referenced in Blink-182's I Miss You as well.
Is it?
We can live like Jack and Sally if we want.
Oh, wow.
You never noticed that?
Of course I have. Good. I have to listen to it.
Do it.
Miss you.
Exactly. My next one.
Yes.
I mean, this is a quite a bleak film. Klaus, 2019.
I watched 15 minutes of it, and the vibe, it's like a small fishing village.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it's Scandinavian.
Scandi, isn't it? Yeah. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I haven't finished it.
The people are quite rubbish in this town. They're
I'm
very,
quite keen to hear why you've chosen it, and if actually there is some merit to watching it again, because I couldn't see. It was raved about when it was released, but I just couldn't bear to watch it. So please tell us.
So the animated film offers a unique demythologized origin story that portrays Santa Claus as a human being first, rather than a magical figure from the start.
Okay.
So rather than an ageless magical elf, Klaus, voiced by J.K. Simmons, is initially a reclusive, lonely but kind woodcutter and former toy maker living in isolation in the Arctic.
That's J. Jonah Jameson.
It is indeed. And also famously from Red One, which we might talk about shortly.
Yes.
Now, his gift-giving is not an inherent magical duty, but a way to find purpose and share the joy of the toys he and his late wife made in anticipation of having their own children, which sadly never happened. Again, bleak.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the film provides realistic, non-magical explanations for classic Santa lore that the children of the town then embellish with their imagination. So there's a scene where the sleigh goes down like a mountain and then flies off a slope with the reindeer. So
intentional.
So it looks like Santa's flying. But that was an accident, but it's how it's portrayed? Or did they mean to do it and that's how it looks? I think it was meant to happen. I can't quite remember. I need to watch Klaus again at some point in this festive season.
Build up the courage.
On the list. Now, the idea of going down chimneys comes from the postman Jesper being forced to use one to avoid a scary dog.
Believable.
Didn't want to go through the front door or the window. I'm going to have to go down the chimney to avoid the dog.
Depends when the dog is, because if the dog's inside the house, you're not making it any easier for yourself.
No, bearing in mind this town is really grey, miserable, and just soulless.
Yes.
This dog
devoid
is
of
not
colour
nice.
and life.
It's like a hound.
Mm.
Now, the myth is strategically created by Jesper, the naughty list, to encourage the town's feuding children to be good and send letters as nice children get toys.
Okay, makes sense.
Now, the flying aspect of the reindeers is the result of a humorous, mundane accident involving a sled, a ramp, and some Sammy reindeer, which the children turn into a legend. Now, Klaus has a deep emotional character arc, transforming from a gruff hermit into the beloved jolly figure of legend through genuine altruism and his interactions with the cynical postman Jesper and the children of the feuding town of Smeerensburg. See, it already sounds horrible. Smeerensburg.
Yeah, that's some clever writing.
It sounds smeary. Ugh, gross. But, I mean, Jesper's sent to this town by his father because he needs to learn how to work. He's living off his dad's riches.
Oh, right.
So he becomes a postman. But he realises that he wants to stay in this town by helping Santa.
Okay.
Or Klaus. And they become really good friends. It is quite a lovely story arc within this miserable, bleak world of Smeerensburg.
Yeah.
I can't help but say it like that now. Smeerensburg.
You're not selling it to me.
The story ends with the implication that Klaus eventually disappears, presumably passing away and reuniting with his wife. But the spirit of giving he inspired continues through the people he changed, suggesting that Santa is not a single immortal being, but a legacy of selflessness that others carry on.
Bit like Batman.
Yeah. Just without the batarangs.
And the car. In Gotham. But that is bleak.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get past the first 15 minutes, it is a really good film.
I might have to give it a go. I might have to. I have to pluck up the courage.
Yeah. So that's my... Was that my second one? No, it was my third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. On to my third one, cute with animation. Back in 2011, 97 minutes. Every single minute is an absolute bloody banger. This one is After Christmas.
Yeah, this is fantastic.
And there's no weak minute here. Every minute is used magically. Nothing squandered. It's perfectly curated to deliver a very powerful, magical message of well-being and family togetherness.
It's such a different take as well, because they don't
100%.
fly around a sled, do they? It's like a UFO or like a
Effectively.
ship.
Yeah. It's like the Super Slave 3000 or something, which effectively there's a spaceship that cloaks. And I chose one because it is so different, and it is my number one all-time Christmas film, so it would be remiss of me not to mention it. But the reason why it's a different depiction, because we're not doing favourite films, by the way, of course, different depiction of Santa. There's three. There's old Santa, who's hard of hearing and is cantankerous, and he's a bit bedraggled, and
he's like the granddad, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
And you got Santa now,
the
Santa
dad.
is a son, yeah, and he's a bit forgetful and he's a bit blundery, and he needs the help of his elves to complete the day, but he does it. But they still forget one tricycle. And then you've got either Arthur, who is the youngest son of the current Santa Claus, who is he's the one with the EQ, right? The emotional intelligence. He writes all the letters and responds to the kids, and he cares about the elves and he cares about the children, as he should do. And he understands the dynamics of the family and what it means to be a Santa Claus or Father Christmas.
Good morals.
100%. And then you've got his older brother, who looks like he might inherit the red sleigh, and he's basically the CEO. And he very much is the guy who runs the show. Steve Claus. And so you've got very different versions of a similar character. And of course it keeps you guessing towards the end as to which Santa Claus do we get. Who's going to inherit the beard and the clothes and the sleigh and the reindeer. Who's going to end up Is it going to be the modern take with Steve running the show as a CEO, as he has been? Or is it going to continue to be Jim Broadbent, who is Malcolm, who's the current Santa Claus? Or is it even going to be Arthur, who's played by one of my favourite actors, James McAvoy?
Yeah, Professor X.
Exactly. So it's a really heartfelt film, but it's not just one Santa. There's 3 or 4 different iterations, and the opening of the film goes down the hallway of the Arctic Circle, and you've got all these different versions. You've got like a wartime Santa who's got the helmet on, and then you've got I guess, colonial, for want of a better term, Santa, and then you've got Victorian Santa, and then you get into the more modern times where you've got Jim Broadbent's, the older granddad, Santa, and so forth. So I think it's very clever how they've kind of, as you said about the last film, about how, or we inferred, about how it's the concept of Santa. There's not just one ethereal being that lives forever. It is passed down through the generations. And that's why I thought I'd choose a loophole and talk about this film, because again, it's one of my favourites. Back in 2011, as I say, 97 minutes. Guys, there's no excuse. If you haven't seen this, it's only just over an hour and a half. You can find an hour and a half. It's not a long film, but it's fantastic. Malcolm Claus, the role of Santa Claus, is voiced by Jim Broadbent. And the film portrays a modern, as I say, high-tech version of Santa's North Pole operation. Massive warehouses, a fleet of flying sleigh spaceships, and thousands of elves coordinating Christmas logistics, They're ninjas. They're opening presents, like with keyhole surgery, and they're bouncing around, and they're opening windows and quieting dogs, and they're doing all these things as they're delivering presents, which is quite a sight to behold. And on one Christmas night, the present meant for a single child is accidentally left undelivered. It's a tricycle.
Oh, that race against time to get it delivered before sunrise.
The sunrise, yeah, in Wales. Now Arthur, Santa's well-meaning but clumsy younger son, discovers the mistake and, refusing to let a child wake up empty-handed, insists on hand-delivering the gift personally. With the help of his grandfather, the retired Grand Santa, and an enthusiastic elf, which is phenomenal, Arthur embarks on a globe-spanning adventure in an old-fashioned sleigh, as you say, Dan, racing against time to ensure the child receives their present before dawn. And I'm going to spoil it here, so if you haven't seen the film and you don't want to be spoiled, but at the very end you get Santa now, you get Steve Santa, and you get the granddad all eventually convening on this little girl's house. Doesn't sound scary at all in the slightest. All vying to give this girl the present. And actually, they've all kind of lost touch with Christmas in their own way. One's retired, one's a bit complacent and thinks about giving it up, and the other one just sees it as a job. And actually, at the end of it, they actually see the way that Arthur sees it, which is, well, no, it's a privilege, and there is magic, and don't forget why you're doing it. Again, it's another take on Father Christmas, on Santa Claus. It's not just this guy who, intrinsically is good and he loves what he does. It's quite the opposite, and 3 different ways of not enjoying your job, which I think is a really clever and interesting way of spinning that tale. Now, the box office reception, well, it was critically acclaimed, obviously. Rotten Tomatoes, apparently 92% of firmly is being held out.
Fantastic.
Praised for being a clever, emotionally resonant holiday film. Financially, though, while the film is often cited as having a $100 million budget, its worldwide box office gross was lower. It did not become a runway blockbuster, but reimagined a well-regarded as a modern animated Christmas favourite. I'm trying to think, this is just before COVID, I think. Did I say? No, 2011. It's a slow burn. Long time before COVID. It's a slow burn. But I think it is now fondly seen as a classic Christmas film. But that's why I've chosen it, because Santa actually isn't just one guy, and this one guy doesn't really care about it. He's letting the elves do the job. And actually, at the end, all 3 versions decide that actually it's an important job, and they all respect each other, and it's lovely.
I guess we never got a sequel to that.
Do you need one? I think it's one of those films where you'd like to have one, but you realise that you probably don't need one. How could you better that?
I don't think you can.
I don't think you should.
I say, even like in those final moments of the film where you've got that race against the clock to get the present to the house before sunrise, it's so good. I just remember Arthur being on the bike,
ding, ding.
riding all the way through this little Welsh town.
Yeah.
It's bloody good.
It's awesome.
It's so good.
It's very clever, heartfelt. It's 97 minutes. Guys, there's literally no excuse. Go give it a watch. Let us know. It's my favourite for those reasons alone.
Maybe we should do that as a watch along.
I'm happy. Well, you did a poll, Dan.
We do what we want here.
True. But we do listen to you, listener.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Even I'm going to be surprised. But that's my third and penultimate version of Santa. Not one, but three.
So this is my penultimate one. We're going to go to Red 1, 2024.
Interesting. We did review that. I'm going to have to link this in YouTube as we speak.
OTT 133.
That's helpful for my notes.
On the go. We never did a review or a follow-up after this. We were busy doing other things like talking about Krampus.
Oh, yeah. Good episode.
That's a wild episode.
Oh, it's fantastic. Messed up.
And festive traditions,
yep.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some good stuff out there from last year. In fact, our Christmas episodes over the years have been very good.
I like to think year on year we just better ourselves.
OTT Christmas 22. I can't remember what episode that was, but I don't think the audio quality was great because the lapel mics, the signals were a bit ropey.
Right. Yeah.
But you go into a good description of how you cook your roast buds.
Yeah, I mean...
It's the only way now.
You're welcome. That's all I can say.
It's the best roast potato I think I've ever made.
I've transformed... I mean, it wasn't me, it was Jamie Oliver, I think, or one of the other...
Don't give him credit.
Sorry.
You take the credit, Alex.
Yeah, Brexiteer. Let's not talk about politics anyway.
Now, the reason why I chose this is because J.K. Simmons' Santa Claus in Red 1 is physically fit. He's not this, the typical rotund...
Yeah. He looks muscular.
Yeah, he is. Described as the most jacked Santa ever due to his muscular and ripped physique. Again, it's a different take. He's very different from what we traditionally recognise as Santa from our cards and other films.
Because actually, to this point, I'm trying to think. Every version of Santa we've talked about so far is slow, cumbersome, large, rotund, which isn't a bad thing, by the way. I'm not fat shaming, I'm just saying that's a fact. Depicting as with a bushy beard, and he's slow. He's an older gentleman. So actually, it's a very interesting contrast, and actually, I think that's probably the reason why you chose it, Dan. But J.K. Simmons is actually dispelling that myth. Yeah, it's a good choice.
Yeah, and this is a deliberate and different take on the jolly character, intended to be both a modern and powerful Santa who also maintains a coolness.
Very superhero-esque. I mean, J.K. Simmons is jacked himself, right? He's quite a lean guy.
Simmons underwent an intense workout regime for the role, which was intentional from the start.
So that's not all padding. Some of it's padding, but actually he does look in good shape.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him having bigger guns than, probably my calf muscles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a scene, isn't he, bench pressing or something?
Yeah.
In the gym. Yeah.
The portrayal is a departure from the typical image of Santa being more physically imposing and powerful while still being loving and kind.
You can be both.
Yeah. The script explicitly included a scene of him working out, as you just mentioned, with co-star Dwayne Johnson, The Rock,
spotting him,
reinforcing the ripped and action-orientated nature of this Santa.
But I seem to remember we don't see action Santa because he's kidnapped.
Yeah. Rock and Chris Evans have to save the day, essentially.
Interesting film.
I don't think I've seen it since.
Same.
I think it was on Amazon Prime.
I'm mildly interested in seeing it again, but I seem to remember the second act is quite slow because I spend a lot of time with Krampus, and it's all takes a lot of time to build up. Yeah. The world building's really fascinating, with the snowmen and the rest of it, but I think it just fizzles.
Yeah, it's not the best Christmas film you'll watch. No. I mean, it's all right.
I think it's worth it if you've got a weekend evening, like a Friday night, nothing else to do, you're bored of watching Selling the Sunset and whatever crud you've got on TV, then get your takeaway in, turn down the lights, and watch that. I think it's a watch and forget kind of film. It's not one that you're going to put on every year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's my opinion.
Yeah, The Rock's a bit typecast as well. Typical muscle man, and
yeah. I mean, Chris Evans, I think delivers. He puts in, I seem to think, a solid shift, but I don't think it's enough to save it.
No. Given the cast, you would have thought it would have smashed, but
no.
Alas,
it fizzled.
Certainly not. It fizzled. But talking to Dwayne Johnson, he's just released. Well, I'll say he's released a film. He's been in a film recently called Smashing Machine, and apparently it's his best performance ever.
Oh wow!
So we'll have to see.
He shed the pounds that one, didn't he?
He did, and he looks very different. Like, I didn't recognise him when I saw the trailer.
He reminds me of Dave Bautista. He looks lean, slightly older, but he's owning it.
Yeah.
And looks good. They both look good.
Talking about Dave Bautista, actually, he's not in this next one, but we're not far from Knives Out 3. I think that comes out next week at the time of recording.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a good series.
But he was great in The Glass Onion.
I can't remember that.
Again, that was a sort of Christmas release back in 2022. Yeah, it was 2022. It was, yeah.
That's basically the first film Ed Norton was allowed to participate in since he was blacklisted in Hollywood. We talked about that actually in what episode? It's actors who haven't had successful careers or something. I can't remember which episode we did, but effectively he was blacklisted from Hollywood because he wasn't allegedly, gotta be careful, allegedly not easy to get on with. He was kept on insisting on rewrites and having directorial control, even though he didn't have a say.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
So that was my penultimate choice.
Good choice.
J.K. Simmons from Red One. So just a very different depiction from what we're used to.
Yeah. Okay. David Harbour.
Yeah.
Violent Night.
I haven't seen this. I need to get it on my list.
It's actually quite good. It's a dark comedy. Released in 22. The runtime is 1 hour and 40 minutes, give or take.
Is it only? I thought it was closer than that. I thought it was like more last couple of years, but 22.
Yeah. David Harbour is Santa Claus. Starring alongside him is John Leguizamo, Alex Hassel, Alexis Louder, Beverly D'Angelo, plus other supporting actors. The budget was around 20 million. It's not lots. There's not a lot of CGI, to be fair. Who played Santa Claus? Well, it was played by David Harbour. And the plot summary: well, on Christmas Eve, a wealthy family's mansion is taken over by a group of ruthless mercenaries. So basically, all this family come together once a year, and they all don't really like each other, and they're all really pandering to this matriarch of the family who owns all the money. And they all essentially want to be in her favour, so that when she, passes on or passes down the family business, they inherit the billions of pounds that this family own. And they all basically dislike each other, and they're really bad human beings, apart from the normal family. Of course, you've got to have the normal family in there. And yes, some mercenaries descend upon this estate, this isolated, snowy estate, with guns, and they're shooting people. It is a bit gory, effectively holding her to ransom. And whilst that's going on, Santa Claus is delivering presents to the little girl who's visiting Grandma, the normal family. Grandma's the old cantankerous businesswoman. And it so happens that he realises that I think it's one of her wishes she makes. I saw this last year, so terrible. 10 months ago. One of the wishes that she makes is basically that she has a very peaceful Christmas day. Well, it's Christmas Eve, and that's the only thing she wants. She doesn't want anything else. It's like, oh shit, I've now got to kill these men, because that's a Christmas wish. And effectively, like, he's going around like with knuckle dusters, and he's brandishing baseball bats, and he's skewering people, and these men are trying to like shoot him with automatic weapons, and it's quite violent, and he's beating the crap out of people, and there's blood everywhere. Whilst in the contrast to his white hood, it's sprayed with blood, and it is quite funny. Santa is, for all intents and purposes, a gritty, battle-hardened action hero, not the fluffy, loving, caring, patient. This is David Harbour basically saying, look, kid, I don't want to do this. Are you sure you want this as your Christmas wish? Because I've got to kill these people. Do you really want this? She's like, yeah, I really want this. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Like reluctantly saving this family from these mercenaries. It's basically it's a bit like Home Alone crossed with Die Hard, effectively.
Amazing.
Which is a really good premise. I don't think it's quite delivered as well as you'd expect. The execution, it's okay, but it's a different type of film. So you go, okay, well, I see what they're doing with it. Now, yes, he becomes unlikely saviour and launches a violent, gore-laden rescue to save the hostages. The film fuses traditional holiday tropes, which is Santa, Christmas Eve, gifts, children, with over-the-top action and dark humour. Santa uses weapons, brutal combat, and no-nonsense tactics, turning the Christmas story into an R-rated, blood-soaked showdown. Box office. Well, the film grossed $76 million, not great, worldwide against its modest budget. So it tripled, but it should have remade more. Rotten Tomatoes, it holds a 73% approval rating, with critics noting that while it may not fully live up to the wild promise of its concept, it is fun, if violent, holiday thriller for fans of a darker Christmas fare. I think that nails it. That's exactly what I'd suggest. I think it has a really interesting premise, but in reality, it doesn't actually quite deliver fully. But I think it's worth watching. If you fancy a dark comedy, and David Harbour, I still think he's a good actor. I know that he's maybe not being seen in positive light and bullying in the workplace, which is not great, David. And your ex-wife is taking his town in albums. Never marry a singer because she'll make an album out of you.
Especially if you're what's her name?
Lily Allen.
No.
Oh, Taylor Swift.
That's it.
Yeah, he's on rocky ground. Old footballer.
Is he?
No, but Travis Kelce.
Oh, Travis
like,
Kelce.
If he ever does anything wrong to her, he's going to have basically the whole world against him. And 3 albums, probably. Talking
of Travis Kelce, I saw recently he'd come out and said, like, we're still together, we've never argued once.
I mean,
is
I don't
that
believe
healthy?
that.
Is that healthy?
Well, quite. I mean, yeah. I think you can't. We're getting to different lane now. We'll talk about relationship advice. I think it's healthy to have disagreements. You can't agree with everything in life.
No.
It depends on how fervently you disagree and whether you agree to disagree and end up seeing other points of view. But yeah, that's not healthy. But either way, he's got to be careful because otherwise she's going to write an album about him.
An entire album.
And more some. So yeah, David Harbour, put all those things aside when he was filming this. Really interesting take on Santa. I quite enjoyed it. I'd recommend Dan watch it. It's fun, it's silly. I think you'll laugh your way through it. Is it one you'll see every year? Probably not, but I think it's a really interesting depiction of the big man himself, and I think David Harbour does a fantastic job. So that's why that was my final choice of this episode.
This is my final one, and I've shoehorned this in because I still hold it against the listeners for not mentioning this in our favourite Christmas films back in OTT number 8.
Not that you're holding a grudge.
A little bit. Episode 8. So it's a long way ago. It was a COVID Christmas episode.
Okay.
Anyway, Elf. 2003.
Oh, right, yeah.
I remember the shock, Alex, in your voice, talking to you over Zoom, recording that episode, and you were like, what? No way. People didn't mention Elf.
I know.
I was like, no.
But I think it's often just overlooked because it's revered as, like in the Hall of Fame, all-time greats. People go, oh yeah, well, that was obviously a great film, let's not mention it. I really do legitimately think that's why it's overlooked. I've done it before, for the same reasons.
Ed Asner. Now, his Santa Claus is different because he's portrayed as a more grounded and flawed character rather than the typical jolly, all-knowing figure.
Yes.
Now, this version is invested and has a relatable, sometimes clumsy presence, such as when his sleigh crashes in Central Park. His portrayal was more human, lacking the syrupy quality of other Santas. Now, Asner deliberately avoided the classic ho-ho-ho and syrupy tone, opting for a more grounded and invested performance.
Yes.
This made his Santa more relatable and less of a mythical ideal. But I love Elf.
It's
so
great.
Good.
And it turns the whole concept on its head. And it's the merging of the worlds again. It's a really interesting kind of depiction of the Arctic Circle, the North Pole, because it's kind of, it mixes the stop motion over the top with, is there some animation in there as well? There's a number of different like art styles, and it's a really interesting imagining of something which we would expect just to be, like snow and penguins, but I mean it's over the top, as is Elf. It's great. It's refreshing in the way which it doesn't treat itself seriously.
Yeah. Also has my my noughties crush, Zoe Deschanel.
Oh yeah, who works in the toy shop.
Yes.
I still can't forgive her though for the 500 Days of Summer.
Ooh, that's one of your favourite films, though, isn't it? Or
no, I did watch it and wanted to be, but she crushingly splits up with what's his face from The Dark Knight.
Oh, Gordon Levitt.
Yes, Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that's it.
Who again, I think is an underrated actor. But she's phenomenal. She's so good. She's got that innocent quality to her, the quirkiness, and nails it perfectly in that role.
I started watching last year the series that she was in. What was it called? Who's That Girl? It's Jess.
Yes,
it's great.
Fantastic. How many seasons? They had quite a few seasons, didn't they?
There was quite a few, and there's quite a few episodes to each season. It's on Disney Plus. I need to carry on watching it. I just don't have the time these days.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah, I'm currently watching Department Q on Netflix.
That's phenomenal.
I need to finish it. It's so good. No, not yet.
What
I think we're about halfway through. So episode 5 we've just finished.
It's 10 episodes. Starts ramping up.
It's brilliant.
It's fantastic.
If anyone is actually this far and haven't gotten bored of us talking about Santa, Department Q, if you haven't seen it, Netflix, go get it.
It's not Christmas themed, but it's a gritty crime thriller.
Yeah, Matthew Good as well. His delivery of that character,
it's brilliant.
It's just very dry, and he shouldn't be funny.
Gritty, no, but it is.
But it is funny. Yeah. It's just like the delivery of some of the lines, and I just find myself just
very well written, very well casted, very well delivered. Yeah, interesting. Let me know what you think of it at the end.
I will.
It's really good.
I can let you know that both me and the missus are loving it.
Well, it'll be in season 2.
Yeah,
obviously. I don't know anyone who doesn't like it.
Be interested if it makes our awards at the end of the year.
It's been a lot this year, actually, a lot of good stuff. So
it's been some fantastic stuff.
Hopefully. But yes, that was our choices.
Yes.
For how Santa's been portrayed through the medium of movies. But we've got some listeners, right, who've got some views.
We do. Now, first up on Instagram, we've got Dan, one of our regular listeners. We made his top 5 on Spotify Unwrapped this year.
Hooray.
Thanks, Dan. Much appreciated.
Lovely.
Thank you for listening, as always. Now, his choice was The Lion, the Witch and Wardrobe. He shows up halfway through the movie, gives the kids weapons, and fucks off.
Does he? I can't even remember that. I mean, that sounds like something Santa would do, right?
So I've put some notes together for this. So, a sign of the witch's weakening power. His appearance in Narnia is a crucial moment in the story, as it signifies that the White Witch's spell of always winter and never Christmas is breaking, and Aslan's arrival is imminent. In contrast, the traditional Santa operates freely every year. A real and solemn figure, the Pevensie children, if I got that right.
Okay.
Bloody Narnia. Find the Narnian Father Christmas to be so big and so glad and so real that they all become quite still and felt a sense of solemnity, not just the funny and jolly character often depicted in pictures in their own world, Now, he's a purveyor of tools, not toys. The gifts he provides are not for frivolous play, but are practical, magical tools necessary for the upcoming battle against the White Witch and the children to fulfill their destinies as Narnian rulers. Peter receives a sword and a shield. Susan receives a bow and arrows, as well as a magical horn to blow in times of need. Lucy receives a small dagger for defence and a cordial made from the juice of fire flowers to heal the wounded.
Yummy, yummy.
He also gives Mrs. Beaver a new... Mrs. Beaver.
Excuse me?
I don't make the characters, Alex.
No.
Narnia does. A new sewing machine and the beavers a large pot for cooking. I'm so immature. Nearly 40 guys. An ally of Aslan, he explicitly serves Aslan as the Emperor beyond the sea, acting as a herald of the true King's return, linking the spirit of Christmas directly to the novel's central Christian themes. In essence, the Narnian Father Christmas is a more mythic and purposeful character whose appearance serves a vital narrative function, symbolising hope, divine generosity, and preparation for a serious conflict rather than purely a secular figure of material gift giving. How irresponsible.
Come again?
How irresponsible, giving kids
I know, right?
swords, daggers, shields.
But he delivers things that you truly need, not things that you want. And clearly in their time of need is going to be a fuck off sword and a shield to go to war with. I mean, hey, if he's not taking out terrorists and mercenaries, he's delivering weapons to children who shouldn't be brandishing such things.
To destroy witches. But imagine that. Could you imagine that? Like, imagine 9-year-old Alex.
Yeah.
You're preparing to fight a witch, because that happens every day. Santa just rocks up. He's like, Alex, I bring you a
PS5?
massive... Fuck. Do be serious, Alex. I've got you a big fuck off sword.
Yeah. One that I can hardly lift and I'm expected to skewer people with. I mean, yeah, that's a really interesting choice, Dan. I'd never really considered the role of Santa in that book.
Oh, but Alex, I've got your podcast co-host Dan, 9-year-old Dan, a dagger.
Yeah.
It's really sharp and pointy.
Go have fun with that.
Yeah.
Point it that way, away from you. Very irresponsible. And then just disappears. And just expects them to be able to know what to do with them, and miraculously survives the ordeal. Wow. Yeah, really interesting choice. It never even dawned on me the role that Santa had, which is actually quite pivotal in the War of Narnia.
Thank you for that one, Dan.
Yeah, good shout.
And then finally, we've got Chris. He said, "Bad Santa because he was a." I'm not going to say the C word here, but.
All right, no.
But yeah, he's a see you next Tuesday.
Okay.
Got to keep it sort of clean here,
Maybe.
right?
Yeah. There has to be an E on this now. Anyway, for some of the things we both said.
We have said the F word a few times.
Not for kids things.
Bad Santa is different from the traditional Santa Claus because the character is a criminal, alcoholic, and deeply cynical grifter.
Vagrant.
Who uses the Santa suit for a yearly heist, while traditional Santa is a jolly, benevolent figure who brings joy and gifts to children. The film's protagonist, Willie Soak, is a foul-mouthed anti-hero who embodies the commercialism and artificiality he sees in Christmas, standing in stark contrast to the pure spirit associated with the classic Santa legend.
Yeah. No, it's a really interesting choice, and I think it's of a similar ilk to Violent Night.
Yeah.
You know, in that the unexpected anti-hero kind of version of Santa. And I mentioned it in the 30-odd films and list. I think it's a really interesting choice. Who plays Santa now? It's Billy Bob Thornton, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah.
Who again is very dry, gritty in himself. He's a bit of a typecasted, really. But I think he's a really good choice of actor for that role. And I have seen it once a long time ago, and I thought actually this is quite funny, and it's a fresh take on on the character. So yeah, it's a really good shout. Really good shout.
That wraps up for our favourite movie Santas. But if we did miss any, just get in touch.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty, and that's not. I mean, those are the ones from movies. You could choose anything from TV streaming, interpretive dance, whatever. If there's a version of Santa you think, actually, guys, you're missing a trick, this one, and this is why, perfect opportunity, get in contact.
It is festive season as well, so we can talk about it going into our next episodes.
Every single episode we can talk about it.
It's going to be a wonderful festive season.
It's going to be great.
We've got some good stuff coming up as well. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be reviewing Home Alone, where we do that as a
watch
along, or if we just do a review, we'll get your favourite moments. We're going to be talking about our own Hallmark Christmas movie plots.
Yeah, so those cheesy made-for-TV films that is usually in the background, and there's loads of them every year. It tends to be by the Hallmark channel. The big corporate successful woman who's from the city goes back to a quiet hometown and finds love again, and then realises the meaning of Christmas, and actually it's not all about the humdrum and the 9 to 5. It's that kind of thing. We've made our own. We have distilled what it is to be a Hallmark film, and we've superimposed our own OTT version of that Christmas cheer. And we've got 2 different plots. We've got audio trailers. We're going to act out some scenes. It's going to be absolutely batshit. It's going to be fantastic.
I've put mine together already, and you've heard it, and
it's so
very
good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, your trailer's fantastic. It's epic.
Good fun. I mean, it's just good fun creatively, but also just a bit of silliness. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Don't know what else we're going to do for festive season.
Well, we have got our annual Christmas Day message, alternative to the King's speech. So that's going to be going out on Christmas Day at 3:00. Before then, tipping us into probably what will be most anticipated end of that month going to Jan.
Yes, and of course the OTT awards for 2025.
Yes.
We'll put up a list of the awards so you can get involved. You can tell us who you're giving your award to.
Yeah, good shout.
I'll do that sort of maybe towards Christmas.
Yeah. Give people some time.
Yeah. But if you want to get in touch, we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky, all at On The Topic Pod. And then we've got Gmail, which is onthetopicpodcast@gmail.com. And Alex, we've got YouTube and WordPress.
Yes, our website, ontopicpodcast.wordpress.com. Go give it a visit, see our ugly mugs, our bios, our whole back catalogue's actually on there. So if you don't have a podcast or player of our preference, you can stream to your heart's delights all the way from OTT number 1 to what is now 174, 170?
I think this is 176, something like that.
We're high 70s. So we've got all of those episodes there. We've also got some bonus content. So if you want to read in and around those episodes, we do sometimes continue there as well. We also have YouTube at OTTGITS, or just search for On Topic Podcast with Alex and Dan. Got all of our AI shorts on there. We've got all of the videos from OTT number 1. So they're converted to audio, not video. But they're all on there, and you do stream them, so thank you for doing so. Why would you do that? I don't know. Maybe because you don't have a podcast player preference, because you're listening to it whilst you're doing the cooking or having lunch, or in the background whilst you're working. But you do, and thank you for doing it. The only thing I'd say is don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell when the episode drops. But all the things aside, Spotify.
Yes.
Spotify's a place to be. They do host this podcast. They deliver it for us. So thank you, Spotify. The Spotify gods. And you can leave a comment in the description below and actually interact with us direct on the channel. What is this week's special word or message, Dan, for those who want to, or still here, fantastic by the way, and want to be the star listener of the show?
That's a good question, Alex. I didn't really think about this.
I've been thinking about this. How about Jacked JJ Jameson?
I like that.
The 4 J's.
Let's go for that.
Jacked JJ Jameson. Obviously of Marvel fame. So if you quote that in the comments below this episode that you listen to on Spotify, perhaps you can let us know your comments on the film, on the episode as well. And yeah, you could be our star listener.
And as Alex said, do hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already subscribed, just take that 5 seconds. Maybe we fall into your algorithms. Oh, OTT have released a new episode. Well, you get prompted if you subscribe.
You do.
And it will let you know when there's a new episode out and when we drop it.
Perfect. There we go.
But I guess that's it for another week, Alex.
It is.
Well, I'm magically growing a white beard. I've been Dan.
Not again. And I'm spattered with blood, and I'm going to go and take on some mercenaries. I'm Alex.
And we'll see you next time.
Hey, bells jingling, ring